Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In order to thwart Katie's plans to woo Bill, Brooke plays dirty. Now that Bill Spencer isn't checking on her, Katie Logan appears to be quite self-assured. Katie had forgiven Bill for her previous infidelity with Brooke. It appears that Katie wasn't as understanding as we initially believed. Recently, Katie became enraged with Brooke for pursuing her husband. Is Brooke preparing to pursue Bill once more? Katie's acquisition of the Logan trademark has infuriated Brooke. Brooke even hinted that Katie's fashion endeavor will fail. Brooke is informed by Katie that Bill has faith in her and wants her to be successful. Since Ridge hasn't done anything for Brooke since their reunion, Katie thinks that Brooke is envious of the attention that Bill has been providing her. Being overconfident is a surefire way to be duped in the world of soap operas. Katie made careful to let Brooke know that Bill had lost interest in her. Bill has completely trusted Katie and has no desire to have a romantic relationship with Brooke. Brooke can be motivated to disprove Katie if she sees that as a challenge. It will probably be a no-holds-barred battle as Brooke and Ridge would do all in their power to undermine Katie's fashion business. This implies that Brooke may choose to give Bill drugs or make him inebriated, then make a pass close enough for Bill to react so that Katie witnesses him kissing or perhaps flirting with her. There will always be a bond between Bill and Brooke, and let's face it, Bill has harmed Katie multiple times by confessing his love for Brooke and attempting to persuade her to leave Ridge for him. Bill has never been loyal to Katie, and it's unlikely that this will change. How long before Bill pursues Brooke once more? Even if Bill and Brooke are currently at odds, cheating on soap operas usually begins with a fight and ends with a couple sharing a bed. With Brooke and Bill, this could definitely occur. Bill would just need little encouragement from Brooke. Will Bill ultimately crush Katie's heart by pursuing Brooke once more? The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke's nasty actions and enormous ego cause fan backlash, and the character deserves to fail. By Heather Hughes on Remarks. Comment on television spoilers soap opera, The Beautiful and the Bold 26. The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke's nasty actions and enormous ego cause fan backlash, and the character deserves to fail. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan Forrester's rude actions and enormous ego have angered several viewers. Given the manner she has been treating Katie Logan Spencer, it may be argued that this character deserves a significant downfall. Because Forrester Creations engaged an outside PR team without her knowledge or consent, Katie felt excluded from the company. It makes sense that Katie chose to go for better opportunities, but Brooke did little to help her. It's understandable why Katie ultimately chose to accept Bill Spencer's amazing wedding gift, given that she felt devalued and powerless at Forrester. Even though Katie now owns her own fashion firm, Brooke is still not being a helpful sister. Brooke had a complete breakdown after learning that Katie's new company was called Logan. Brooke claimed to be the only Logan who was significant in the fashion industry and forbade Katie from naming her fashion firm that. Brooke became blatantly offensive and made it obvious that Katie's name meant nothing. Many individuals joined Team Katie and protested Brooke's selfishness on social media as a result. To be honest, nobody in this made-up fashion world is familiar with Logan designs. They are aware of Forrester Creations in Brooke's bedroom, but contrary to what Brooke claims, Logan is not a name associated with fashion. Moreover, why did the Forresters allow the trademark to expire if Logan Designs was so significant? That in and of itself indicates that it is not a particularly important or well-known aspect of the Forrester brand. Brooke's enormous ego seems to be at work here, along with possibly a little jealousy. Brooke dislikes that Katie is venturing into the realm of fashion, and may even be attempting to undermine her in some way. Brooke is acting out rather than being proud of Katie, and giving her the opportunity to shine under their shared Logan name. Many B&B fans hope that Brooke, along with Ridge Forrester, eventually meets a terrible end because she is acting like a terrible sister to Katie. It might occur if Katie's fashion firm succeeds and eventually dominates the competition. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie and Brooke's relationship is still in danger, so keep an eye out for all the difficulties and disappointments. Check back frequently for more B&B information because CDL will have all the most recent Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. A wedding and a new rivalry are revealed in B&B Spoilers. Fans of the show should not have missed last week for sure. Katie vs. Brooke is the plot of the year that started at the conclusion. Because Brooke neglected to renew the company name Logan Designs and Katie took it, we've already experienced a wide range of emotions, including hurt sentiments, rage, and envy. Since she has always used Brooke's bedroom or belief, we were completely unaware of that name. However, Katie claimed the name as it was up for grabs. We can understand both sides of the argument, but Katie prevailed fairly and Brooke didn't use it, so one would assume the narrative would finish there. However, it looks like we're in for a longer ride. Feeling that her sister was unsupportive, Katie threw Brooke out of her office. Will they ever be able to reunite? I hope it's not too quick. We want the drama to go on. And since sibling drama is a topic that many people can relate to, let's get started. Bradley Bell, the head writer and executive producer. We have a new group of young characters being featured. Sydney Bullock will play Miss Dillon, and Brian Nicoletti will play RJ. The next generation has a fantastic opportunity to play with their main family members at this point in the event. Bell affirms, Luna is dead. Everyone witnessed it. Lisa Yamada really wow. And to have her add humor, the sparkle in her eye, and the distinctive delivery to top it all off with an Emmy? She was an amazing person and a pleasure to work with. She accepted that role and ran with it, and working with Lisa was fantastic. Casey Kasperzik, who was elevated from supervising to executive producer in October, is another example of a backstage move. Bell praises him, saying, he really runs the booth and so much else. I still play the same role. Other shows I watch have 5 or 6 executive producers. He deserves it, and having him as an EP is fantastic. Fashion drama between the two fashion firms, with Eric refusing to be forced to retire, even though he had made the decision to do so. He intends to seek out a new avenue to channel his passion, which is design. Will he be employed by Katie? I felt compelled to resolve the Taylor-Brooke-Ridge triangle. Decades have passed, and Ridge can only remain in the center of anything for a certain amount of time before being overly harsh. I wanted Taylor to meet a man who truly respects her for the knockout that she is, and Deacon does just that. Brooke and Ridge have been intended to be together since year one, and Taylor has always been second to Ridge for the majority of her life. Be careful when Sheila finds out. Additionally, Steffi will be involved, because she worries about what Sheila would do to Taylor once she finds out. Naturally, Deke and Hope are also involved, because they don't want their father to be with Sheila. You're not falling in love with a patient. He's got a crazy wife. Taylor is informed by Steffi. Katie says to Deke, I might be able to help you fulfill your dreams, and you might be able to help me prove my sister wrong. Ridge's prophecy, Electra's confrontation, and Katie haunted. Katie's defiance of Brooke Logan Forrester has made Bill Spencer proud. The brunette believes she is quite brave. Not even her own sister has faith in her. Bill has faith in her, and Bridge will soon realize their error. Bill lashes out at Ridge's unbridled ego. Bill informs her that Ridge advised him against helping Katie with this project. That doesn't, however, smooth out the rift. It only strengthens Katie's resolve to disprove them. Katie is aware that she won't be able to compete with Forrester Creations for some time. No one should undervalue my Katie, Bill continues. The man believes Brooke and Ridge are idiots. Ridge is very obstinate. Katie recalls her husband. The man believes that when Ridge is made to acknowledge his error, it will be even more entertaining. Although Katie is ecstatic, she questions whether Bridge is correct. Bill appears completely unconcerned. Although Bill has complete faith in her, he provides her some assurances. Bill must put out a fire before departing. When he leaves, Katie hears Brooke's voice. Katie makes an effort to work while seated at her computer. But then she hears Brooke's voice once more. She then begins to recall every instance in which Brooke pursued Bill. The woman gets to her feet and is really unsteady. She then reminds herself that she is capable of doing this while gazing at the Logan logo on the wall. In her vision, Katie sees her designs being flaunted on the catwalk. As Brooke watches, the model is still on the catwalk when a dress begins to fall apart. In order to prevent a nip slip, the following model must draw up the top of her dress. The audience bursts into laughter. Brooke bursts out laughing. Cartoonish sound effects accompany more fashion blunders on the runway. As additional fashion blunders occur, Brooke is giggling and the audience is laughing. Katie is transported back to the present. She appears to be experiencing a panic attack. When Bill walks in, he sees that something is off. The brunette describes her vision. It was a nightmare and a catastrophe. Katie even mentions Brooke and the audience's laughter. Bill makes an effort to comfort his wife. According to Katie, Brooke was enjoying her demise. Bill makes an effort to talk sense into her head and re-energize Katie. According to Bill, Brooke fears that Katie will surpass her. Brooke cannot foresee the future and has no influence over Katie. Bill is certain that it will succeed and that Katie will be the reason. The brunette gives him a passionate kiss. Brooke tells Ridge about her disagreement with Katie at Forrester Creations. It felt terrible, according to the blonde. She didn't deserve it, according to Ridge. Ridge didn't deserve Bill's attacks, the blonde continues. They argue on Bill's initial motivation for coming to FC. Carter Walton cuts in. The COO examined every possibility, but they are powerless. Carter acknowledges that his accusation that Bill was manipulating the system was incorrect. The book handled everything. Carter reiterates that they are powerless. The COO wonders if Brooke was able to reach Katie. According to Brooke, things got worse after she confronted Katie. Katie's expression is explained by the blonde. Carter believes that this is simply another setback and that she will overcome it. He departs since he has a meeting to attend. Ridge reassures his wife that Katie will always be there because she is her sister. Brooke doesn't appear to be entirely certain. Ridge doesn't believe Katie's business will be successful. Katie stealing from people is bad, according to Ridge. The blonde mentions that Katie mentioned antiquity. Ridge believes that after Katie is humbled, she will reconcile with Brooke. Dylan stands outside the beach home, gazing at Will and Elektra as they share a kiss inside. Dylan says he's sorry to have interrupted and opens the door. Dylan is beaming and the walk was revitalizing. The majority of the girl's belongings have been taken from the automobile. She will be shown to her room by Will. The art student never stops talking about how appreciative she is of her pals. Dylan is overjoyed that Elektra has found such a wonderful man as Will. The room over the garage is small, the young man warns. When contrasted to her car, Dylan claims it would be a mansion. How long has Dylan been residing in Elektra's car? Dylan simply responds, a while. She can now name her home once more. Will grinned. Dylan is shown to her room by Will and Elektra. Whoa, it's really lovely. It even has a kitchen and bathroom. She won't be able to hear him, Will claims, and it's really private. Dylan gushes over the cozy bed while Will and Elektra laugh. Clean bedding are something Dylan will never again take for granted. Dylan and Elektra are in the room while Will goes surfing. Dylan gives Will another embrace while Elektra appears uneasy. Dylan is ecstatic about her new home when Will departs. Elektra feels uncomfortable and isn't very talkative. Dylan can't stop talking about Will. Elektra mentions that their purpose is to assist her in getting back on her feet. She might stay for a few days or even a week. Whoa, that's a huge hint. Well done, Elektra. The jewelry designer wants to confirm that her buddy is seeking employment. She is, according to Dylan. Dylan is extremely gifted, according to Elektra. She will soon be able to obtain employment and a dwelling of her own. Even the most compassionate visitors have their limitations, Elektra cautions, looking extremely anxious. Dylan claims that she has been submitting her resume everywhere, and that she completely understands. Will only wants her respect, according to Elektra. Therefore, honor him and acknowledge that he is my boyfriend. Dylan appears perplexed. Will is Elektra's boyfriend, as the art student is aware. Dylan keeps stating that she wants to pay Will back. Elektra points out that her pal would even consider such a thing astounds Dylan. She didn't want to accept at first because of this. According to Elektra, Dylan is a friend. Being honest and straightforward is a necessary component of friendship. That's what Dylan likes about her. They give each other a comforting embrace. Dylan is left by himself in the room by Elektra. The art student observes Will as she peers out the window at the beach. After a few moments of staring, she closes the drapes. Another time later, she opens them once more to see Will without a shirt.